do that all the time. Welcome to this week's episode of Whimsy with the Z. I'm your host, Ben. All right, guys. We are in our second month. School just started. We had 2 episodes last week with Mark and Alice. This week, we have Dean with us. How you doing, Dean?
I'm good.
Very good. How have you been?
I've been pretty good. I mean, I started my first year of high school like a week ago.
Very cool.
So I'm trying to figure stuff out right now.
All right.
But yeah, I'm pretty good.
All right. So it's been a month since we've talked.
Mm-hmm.
How much have you thought about that first episode that we did?
About like my episode?
Yeah, your episode and or all of the episodes, like the podcast itself.
Okay. From all the episodes that I've heard, I mean, I think that like the rest of the teenagers are great. I mean, they sound like really cool people. They're like similar, but like also different. But I don't know. I feel like it's pretty cool. I don't know. The what you're doing is pretty cool, and like everybody, like the teens are speaking, like having like courage. So I think it's pretty cool.
Very good. Have you listened to all of them? There's 6 of you. So have you listened to the other 5?
I think it was Alex, Mark, Pinky, and I think another one.
Liam.
Who?
Liam. Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I listened to all of them. Okay, good. What do you think for the first month? Did you like your takes on it? Did everybody seem a little bit nervous?
I definitely was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shaking because I mean this is kind of new for all of us.
Right.
But I mean it was just an introduction too.
Yeah.
But I mean I feel like everybody was strong in their own ways and just introduced themselves in the best way they could.
You feel better this month?
Yes.
There we go. That's what I want to hear. I like it. All right. So last month we talked about your summer. How was your summer? Did you end up doing anything in that last month of summer?
I mean, I feel like my summer was pretty eventful for like the most part. I mean, I did hang out with a lot of my friends. I went to amusement park here. Just mainly like also I went to the mall a lot with my family. But the last month, not really much. I mean, again, I do an online high school, so I've been just preparing for that, getting to know like my schedule and like the courses and like how to navigate around things. Okay. But yeah.
All right. You mentioned preparing and getting ready for school. When I went to school, it was like a whole, like almost a ritual, if you will, where it was, you got to go to the store and you got to get all your supplies. You got to go get a haircut. You got to go get your clothes. So let's talk about your prep. What did you, the first thing with your adjusting to going back to school, how was your sleep schedule? What did that look like? Did it impact at all?
To this day, it's pretty bad still. I haven't been able to go to sleep like I usually go to bed at school nights around like 11. I've been going to sleep like at 2 a.m. So that definitely needs to be worked on a bit more.
Why do you staying up so late?
I stay up late because I simply cannot sleep. I don't know.
Okay.
Just can't sleep most of the time. And I don't know, there's like, I have like, that's like my free time. So like, you know, I'm not disturbed or like doing like chores or anything like that at like 2 a.m., you know? So that's like my time to, you know, like unwind and do like things that I like, you know?
Are you finding that it's impacting the quality of your work that first week of school?
The first week of school was an orientation. I feel like, I mean, I do wake up pretty early too. So like, you know, with summer, I've been falling asleep like at 2, waking up like at 7. But I don't think it really impacted my like my work ability, if that's what you're asking.
Right.
I think
not falling asleep during class though?
Uh, no, I've not been following a student during
Okay.
class.
Let's see. What else do we have to do to prepare for school? Did you get a haircut?
Yes, I did get a haircut, like yesterday. But like I said, it's online, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I mean, what else happened? Like for preparation, I mean, for this online school, I have to have like books, like textbooks and like notebooks and stuff like that. So just buying that. I mean, I got a new shelf, like a shelf for I got a PC, so I can like do some of my work on the PC too, while also having like a laptop and like a workspace, you know. But that's really much preparation, and like this school is definitely like different from some of the other online schools that I've been at. So just mainly like the last 2 weeks summer break, just figuring out how to, access like my assignments, checking like my grades, knowing like the what to do in case I need help from like my teachers or anything like that. So just doing that. That's really much what I've been doing for
Just
preparing.
maneuvering the websites and stuff so you know where everything's at.
Yeah.
You will have a unique experience because most of the others are going in person. So, before we get into like the day to day, were you nervous about starting high school?
I was definitely nervous. I mean, this is a school that I've literally have never heard until like a month ago, really. That's when I figured out I was gonna go to this school. I mean, none of my friends really go here. I mean, I haven't seen anybody that I know go here, so I was definitely nervous about that because, from what I hear from my parents, like they were with their friends literally like all the time in high school, and I feel like that's what helps you get through high school. And in my case, I don't really have that in terms of like actual like school and like classes,
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely was a bit nervous. But for the most part, I mean, there's more freedom. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a lot more and have a little bit more like flexible schedules. So I say like in my school, but yeah.
What do you mean flexibility with the school? I picture, for whatever reason, I picture like 8 o'clock. You have your computer, and then you would have to log in, and there would be a teacher there teaching. Is there still teachers, or is it more like a self-paced type of situation?
I mean, so they kind of like classify themselves as self-paced,
Okay.
but from Monday to Thursday we have 30-minute classes, and those are like actual live classes that we go on like a meeting, and they give like instructions or like notes that we have to copy down, and then sometimes we take like in between those like 30-minute classes we take an extra 30 minutes to like do like independent work time or like work on the assignments that we need to do outside of the class, so that's really useful. But on Fridays, yeah, it's mainly just like an independent, like self-paced work day. I mean, obviously, you're gonna have assignments that you need to like do by a specific date, but it doesn't really matter when you get them done as long as it's due by the due date.
So how does your teacher take attendance? How do they know that you're actually there, logged in, ready for school?
I mean, the most you can possibly do is just turn on your camera and just show your face. But I mean, let's face it. I mean, a lot of people don't be on camera
Right.
for school. So I mean, if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. There's not really anything you can do about it.
Okay.
But
So-
I mean, for like my school, our parents. I mean, my mom works from home, so she's here to help me and my sister. But the school kind of like encourages like the parents or learning coaches to just make sure that we're like not on our phones on camera, making sure that we're paying attention, because I mean this is high school, we have to be like more serious.
Mhm.
But other than that, there's like not really a way that they can check whether they're there or not. I mean, the most they'll do is just log into the class and probably have their camera off and just probably be on their phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like right now, you and me, we're recording, and we have the dual screen, so you can see me, I can see you. When everybody logs in for that 30 minutes of the teacher's instructions, um, does it keep adding more squares? Like, can we see that there's like 20 kids in the class with cameras
Yeah.
on, off?
Yeah. So you can see, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a new like platform. So like instead of like Zoom or like Google Chat, it's something completely different. So you can see like on one side you can see like the teacher's like screen, like a screen sharing. Then you can like see the kids, that are like off camera, on camera, like
Okay.
with their mute, stuff like that. Yeah.
During these half-hour teacher instructional time, are there? Does it feel like a regular classroom? Like, will the teacher ask questions and then you would raise your virtual hand to answer them? And
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like with everything, like there's a chat. So a lot of the participation goes through the chat with cameras on or cameras off.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like my school, like they're active. Like I haven't seen anybody that's just like off camera and like in the freaking kitchen cooking food. Um, but yeah, we just either like there's like a react button. So like there's different emojis that we can click to show like thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree or disagree. Stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So it's a little bit Wild West, but yet they're still keeping an eye on you. And then your mom's got to play, hall monitor to make sure you're in class.
Yeah.
Would your mom yell at you if you were supposed to be doing schoolwork, but you went and made a sandwich? Would she yell at you?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I do that literally every single day. I go to the kitchen. Like when I'm at school, I just be like snacking and snacking, because I mean I can't just like focus on like a screen. I have to have like something in my mouth, like gum or something like that. I don't know. But no, she doesn't get mad for the most part. I mean, I remember one time in 6th grade, I got caught on my phone, online school. No, 5th grade, and I mean she got pretty mad. But other than that, she's pretty calm. I mean, she's supportive of us, like being an online school. So she'll do whatever, like I guess it'll take for us to like thrive, because this is pretty different from other high schools.
So far, you like it? You enjoy doing this online?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's pretty easy. The work isn't that hard so far, at least. I mean, I'm making friends, like interacting in the chat or doing, giving people like my socials.
Okay.
So it's definitely a step up from like my previous schools.
Okay. So you have your teacher chat for the classroom, but you guys can make separate individual chats for just you and Joe and Joanne, for just the three of you? Can you guys make your own like groups?
Yeah. So, what in the thing they're called tables. So the teacher like creates tables with specific students, and then with the chat you can monitor like where the message goes to. So like you can like private chat like specifically the teacher, so that the teacher can only see, or your table, so like the only the people at like your group can see the chat. Stuff like that.
I'm so old. Like private chat was what I was trying to think of. What kind of how many, like I don't want to say how many, like, so you've met friends and you guys are interacting virtually, exchanging your socials and stuff. What is that like? How does because if in person, I think five of you I know would probably be like, I'm not going to go talk to him because I don't talk to people face to face. Do you find it easier to interact and introduce yourselves to your peers via virtually?
I mean, there's definitely like pros and cons of things, but I find it a bit easier because I mean, I feel like in person too, like I don't know how to explain it. Like you can like with body language and like facial expression stuff like that. It kind of gives you like a little bit of like social anxiety and like seeing how people feel because I mean for most people like you want to give like a good first impression, you know, like you want people to like you, but with like an online chat you can just like you know hide behind a screen, you know, just text people and stuff like that. So I mean it is kind of easier, but
Okay.
I mean I do miss in person like talking to people.
Uh, your school, does it have an actual like physical campus, or is it just like legit, just all online?
It is online. There is like groups and activities that are held at like specific districts because with this school, it's not only like in like one city; it's across the whole entire state.
Okay.
So like you know, there's social groups and like activities and like sports and clubs that you can do in like a specific area. Because you know, I live in oh, I'm not gonna say it, but I mean, I do live in like a pretty big city. So I mean, wherever I'm get designated to go, or like wherever's closest to me, you know, I'll go instead of like a city that's literally like hours away from me.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of social gatherings do they advertise that you can go to?
The only thing I know of right now, because I haven't gotten that much information about it, is like sports clubs.
Okay.
But like throughout the year, they'll like email me and stuff like that, saying like you know you can be in like a puzzle group or like, and like I don't know, like regular high school groups if that makes sense, like a video game group, like esports, crochet, I guess. I don't know.
And then is the idea that you would, so you're in crochet group. Is it an idea that you all meet up at a designated library on Wednesdays at 6 to crochet for an hour, or is like everything virtual?
Um, No, I mean, I'm not the only one that lives in the city. You know, I'm pretty
Right.
sure there's multiple people here that are doing online school. But it is in person because I
Okay.
mean that's good. I don't.
Right.
It is in person, so I mean anybody that lives in my city can go, and then we can like meet up and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So you meet somebody in class. You guys join crochet together. Then you guys can actually meet up and actually have that. And you've already done the icebreaker at that point, right? Like you've already introduced yourselves. You guys exchanged socials. So now you took away that first awkward moment. And now when you guys first meet, you're like, hey, I already have a general idea who you are already.
Yeah.
Okay. Does your school go all the way through, like currently, are there senior classes too? Like, has this been going on for a while? Like, there's a whole other upper tiers classes?
Yeah. So like if you're talking about grades, unfortunately, it is a K through 12 school. I'm not like that happy about it. But I mean, yeah, it's a K through 12 school, and I don't know what else to say to that, but yeah.
Will you have any interactions with a junior or a senior in any of your classes?
Yes. So electives I'm taking, currently I'm in Spanish 1, and that class is divided into like freshmen and sophomores. So that's really the only time I can see people like in a grade above me.
Mhm.
But yes, I do get that interaction. I have a couple of sophomore friends. So.
How are you seeing other freshmen interacting and acting? Or does it seem like um, everybody is a little bit like shy and nervous, or
Well, from what I've seen so far, there's a lot of interacting. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, today, like people exchange socials. I literally saw like their phone number. But yeah, there's a lot of interacting, and I feel like everybody as a freshman is pretty like nervous, like even just a little bit. because I mean it is a new setting. It's a really huge change from middle school to high school. But from what I've seen, they're like really open and like really like they participate a lot. I mean, just stuff like that.
Okay, so even though everybody's online, you're still seeing a decent participation during class.
Yeah.
What are you stressing out about right now that you're a weekend? You got a general idea of how things are working. What are you worrying about? Like you can foresee it. Like you're like, I know in a month, 2 months, this is going to start freaking me out.
Work.
Just getting the work done.
Yeah. Because what I've seen so far in my school, like on freaking what was it? On Friday is the days where we like work independently, and usually for people like, for example, that went to this school like last year in 8th grade, they wouldn't have to do this. But since I'm new to the school, I have to do like a course that like shows like how to do this, how to do that, for like how to turn in assignments or how to check your classes, stuff like that. And with that, I thought I got it down, but I had like 48 assignments. So I had to do all that, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit because I mean, it is like just an introduction, but 48, like that's a lot. And if that's how it's going to be for, all my other classes, then I'm pretty nervous for that.
Okay. So like the online system kind of has like little tasks that you had to do, and you had like 48 of those tasks. So it was like log in, task 1, submit a bio, step 2, and like you had a bunch of just like they're all just like a little tedious. They're not like full assignments, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely in the future though, I mean, writing assignments will come up, exams, projects, stuff like that. So, I mean, just for now though, it's just like taking notes like in the live classes, and I mean, tomorrow I do have like a quiz, but yeah.
Are you utilizing your Fridays to the best of its potential, or are you kind of a little bit more chill, laid back?
I mean, last week I woke up a little bit later, because I mean it was the first week of school. I didn't really have that much to do besides those 40 assignments.
Is that right?
But I think, like, I guess if we're talking about like the future of like Fridays, I guess for me, I'm gonna be a little more like chill about it. I mean, I know how to contact my teachers. I have notes, stuff like that. Yeah.
I think because I've never worked. Nope, I lied. I did try to take a class once online, and I absolutely hated every bit of it, and I just walked away from it. But I find personally working like independently like that, sometimes it's hard to stay focused, especially when you're at home and it's very comfortable. The bed is right there. You're like, I can just take a small nap.
Yeah.
So let's look at your like an average day, your Monday through Thursday. What time does school start?
It's different between like the different grade levels, but for me, I start freshly at 8:30.
Okay. And what is that first class you go to?
First class is a homeroom, so it's just really like announcements, stuff like that, like a starter, like wake up, this is what you have to do, announcements, stuff like that. And then like throughout the day, my first class of the day is algebra.
You're not big on the numbers?
Not big on the numbers, no. So I have to do algebra, and then my 30-minute like break kind of to get my assignments done and like my notes done, and then I have my English classes and my my history class, my science class, and then my electives, my Spanish and my physical education.
Now, how do you do physical education?
It's really stupid. I'm gonna be honest. They expect us to go on camera and like do jumping jacks in front of like these people. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But
so you got to take your computer, turn the camera on, set it down somewhere, and then they're like, run in place.
Exactly. Like these people are saying, like, well, if you break a leg, just turn on your camera, and if we're doing jumping jacks, literally just do this, just wave your arms to show that you're participating. Like, how's that gonna show? Like, it makes absolutely no sense. And then they expect us to do like a log to say, yeah, I have done my 30 minutes of exercise, I've drank this amount of water, I've eaten this amount of healthy food. Like, you can easily lie on that. Like, it makes no sense.
That does seem like a stupid class to have online.
I hate it. Yeah.
Do you do the jumping jacks, or you just like fuck it? No.
Not yet. I mean, I haven't done that yet, but I think in the future I'm probably just gonna give up.
I don't know what they expect. Like, what if it's raining outside? Or too hot and your computer just melts?
I don't even know. I mean, I'm probably just gonna do it in my room. But I really have no idea. Like, this school's, I mean, I like it, but it's just definitely different and pretty stupid.
All right, so what's after PE?
After PE, usually after PE, I'm off for the day, or not really, not technically off, because sometimes, like, for example, Monday through Wednesday, there's like office hours. So that's the time where we need to, like, you know, if I have questions or like tech support, stuff like that, I can go to that. It's optional, but I can go through that if I want to, like, you know, raise my grade or need help on an independent assignment. But usually I'm like off classes Monday through Thursday, like around 2.
Okay. Overall, you're enjoying it. You like it. You think you'll get everything you need out of it for the education aspects of it.
Yeah.
Do you worry at all now that you're more in it of losing that social aspect? I know that you're big on the social media and communicating virtually, but do you feel there's a like? Do you see a value in interacting with people one-on-one in person, like just in general?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how I've met some of my closest friends, and all the people that I really talk to on social media, I actually met in person when I used to go to, like, you know, in-person middle school. But I mean, I don't worry too much about like that social interaction. I mean, I am going into my first volleyball season in like November, so I'm gonna meet people my age, you know, and like, you know, meet people in person and like talk to them one-on-one. So that's gonna probably help me get out the house a bit more and have that social interaction.
All right, and then it's a little bit more fun. You're all there for volleyball, so you have a very similar interest, so that helps too. Okay. Let's see. So you're gonna do volleyball. And what do you have to do for volleyball?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not know. My mom actually has been doing like the research and stuff like that. All I know is that I'm starting in November, and I have like team. I think it's competing. I'm not sure, but my sister, she's like 11, and she's gonna be on the same volleyball team as me. So I think it's gonna be like an age range of like teams between 11 and 14.
Okay.
And then when, you know, my birthday is in like spring, so whenever if I start volleyball again next year, I can be in like kids 15 through 18. So
Do you have any other extracurricular activities that you plan on involving yourself with?
yes, I do plan on it. Last summer I volunteered at like a library. I did not do anything this summer, like in terms of like volunteering or like any like clubs or like stuff like that. But definitely I'm gonna plan on getting into some whenever they're like available or open.
Would you suggest to any of your new classmates in creating like a podcast club or doing a podcast yourself with any of these people?
Actually, for a long time, I kind of wanted to do a podcast. I mean, I think it will definitely help me like talk more to people, because whenever I first meet people, I'm kind of like, I stutter a lot and I like kind of shake. So I think that'll help me like build, and also too, I just like talking to people. Like whenever I like meet like new people and like actually get to know them, I'm more comfortable around them, and that helps me talk more and like easier to people and in general, and it like builds like my strengths and like talking to people. But yeah, I think podcasts too are really cool. Like Pinky mentioned Rotten Mango, the podcast. I really like that. I mean, I haven't seen like any guests on her podcast, but I think it's really cool because you know, get to like build an audience or a community. And I think it's really cool. So
I only ask because my kid is like, I don't want anybody to know that I podcast at school. So I'm just trying to like test the waters of how cool is podcasting, or is it really not that cool and you just do it because your dad wants you to do
it? It depends on the person, I guess. Okay. I mean, personally, I think it's cool. Because you know, not every teen has a chance to go on a podcast. But I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would kind of like see why somebody wouldn't, but personally, I think it's a flex.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You hear that, Liam? Dean says it's a flex. Well, if you ever are interested in it, I know Alice mentioned she was half interested in it. So if you're ever wanting to try it, or you know, or seriously thinking about it, let me know. I'll be happy to help get you set up. This is basically all I do. Every podcast records just like this, just so you know. You end it, you hit download, and then you upload the thing, and then you call it a day. So it's like really the easiest thing in the world to do. Only because it was brought up a couple of times. And I'm curious on what it would look like for you, and or if you've experienced or seen any of it yet. But with you being all virtual, what does bullying look like in your school?
I mean, I've only been here for a week, so I haven't seen bullying. But from what I would imagine, I mean, cyberbullying exists. I mean, for example, like if you give your socials to somebody, they can just go into your DMs and like call you every name under the sun. So I feel like that's like literally the only thing. I don't know if this is considered bullying, but on Thursday I didn't know what Big Ben was, and like I think the big clock in London, I got like kind of roasted for that. So I don't know if that's considered bullying. I don't think it is, but yeah.
I think it's like okay. See, and here's what I don't know is because like it's funny to be like, haha, make a joke, but then it's like next week if they're still bringing it up, then it's bullying, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, it was an honest mistake, but they're probably going to bring it up like tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Right. So you've been there for a week, and then you said that like what all you guys do is you guys are just trading socials. So did you vet any of these people before you just started giving out your socials before they start like trolling you, or you just like you want to be nice, so you just give anybody your social?
Oh, well, why would I do that? I give in my socials to like a couple of people that I have like multiple classes with, so you know, I have multiple chances to talk to them and actually get to know them, you know, because I'm not like, hey guys, here's my phone number, text me, like kind of like that, you know, because I mean, there can be people that like, I'm not gonna say weird people, but people that like, for example, like spam call or text you, and it gets really annoying, you know. And instead of like a friendship, it's more of just like a baby brother or sister that's just crying in your face, you know, like pretty annoying. But
Well, very cool. It sounds very interesting. It will definitely be a unique experience compared to the others. But I am interested to see uh, what next month and what the year keeps looking like. Um, do you? I'm trying to think. Hold on. What would cause you to lose focus on like that Friday Independent Day, or like what are you going to do when you start getting behind or you start getting over like stressed out again because you see another 48 tasks that you have to complete? What are some like how are you going to help combat some of that and not just lose it?
I mean, well, my mom is like my biggest supporter. I mean, I tell her literally almost anything that's like on my mind. Obviously, not like, well, I tell her most stuff. I'm just gonna
Okay.
say that. But I mean, whenever I remember on Sunday, the day before my first day of school officially started, no, Monday, I was kind of like nervous. I was kind of like shaking and stuff like that because I was really nervous. Um, because I mean, this is different, and I am grateful that I get to like kind of experience like a little bit of high school. But I mean, in the future, if I ever do go to like an in public school, it's gonna be different from like what I'm used to right now.
Right.
I was scared, especially because I want to do something that my family like really hasn't done. Um, just be successful and like like if I make a lot of money, I always tell like when I was younger, I used to tell my mom and dad that I want to buy them like a hot tub or like a massage chair, stuff like that. Not worry about their bills. And I was definitely worried too because this is like where can I cuss? Okay, this is where like shit gets serious. And like with work you have to like really pay attention or else you're gonna have like a bad resume or like can't get into like a good college, I guess. I mean, you can still get into a good college, but like you have to like kind of be like on top of your work.
Okay.
And obviously that doesn't mean straight A's or like perfect 100%, but just simply being active and focused.
Okay.
But what I would do is just talk to my mom. She calms me down a lot. I mean, she has a couple strategies that helps me, like breathe in, breathe out. Think of a scenario in your mind that like, you let you like or like that calms you down, stuff like that. Or what I would just do is I'll probably just like close the computer and be on my phone for like an hour, calm myself down, because on your phone you're pretty distracted. You don't really think of anything else.
Right.
So I'll probably just do that, and whenever I'm ready, get the work done.
Oh, and you're up until 2 a.m. So, okay. So you're 14, right?
Yes.
Do you cuss and swear with your friends?
Yes.
Obviously, we don't do it in front of your parents.
I mean, sorry. Sometimes, I mean, they let me because as long as it's not like towards somebody. So like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't do it like every single sentence that I speak.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're my parents and my friends too. Like, I don't cuss every single like sentence. But I mean, yes, I guess sometimes they do.
Okay. I was curious. Because I know Liam is like, oh, I don't swear. I'm like, dude, you got in trouble in like 5th grade for swearing, and I guarantee you, I'm like, you play Fortnite. I know you do something. So I was always curious of when kids start swearing. Does your sister swear? I bet she does.
I mean, sometimes.
All right.
I mean, me and my sister play a lot of games together, like Fortnite and just like stuff like that. So like whenever somebody's like being rude, I guess kind of like cuss them out sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think she does get that from me a bit, and that is kind of bad for me as like a brother. But I mean, I guess it doesn't really affect her that much because, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I go the opposite way. I think showing your little sister that you're like, hey, it's okay, keep it, tame. Because I don't know. Did she look up? Do you think she looks up to you as like a semi role model?
I don't know how to answer that question. I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay. Okay. And then your school, you do in your room, or is there like a communal area in the house?
I do that. I do it in my room because, I mean, like I said, I have a desk, and on the bottom is like where I put like my textbooks, my pens, my folders, stuff like that. So I just mainly do it in my room because it's better, and I have my charger, my Chromebook in here, so just easier.
All right, and then it's less distracting, obviously, too. So all right.
Yeah.
All right. Overall, you look positive things. You think the year will be good. You foresee any like struggles or anything big other than the school stuff? You think it should be pretty smooth sailing?
I mean, I can't really predict the future because, I mean, there's like stuff that happens to people on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's just like family stuff or like, financial issues, anything like that. I mean, so anything can arise. But I mean, other than that, if we're not talking about that, I think it'll be pretty good.
All right. Well, Dean, I appreciate you hanging out with us again this month. I can't wait to hear next month and the rest of the year what online high school looks like and your experiences with the classes and then the rest of your peers and see what that looks like. And then you got volleyball starting up. So I thank you. And I think that's all I got for you. Got any questions for me?
Nope. Thank you.
I lied. Hold on. I got one question.
Oh.
What other topic would you like to tackle in the coming months? Not necessarily next month, but it's somewhere in the next like 3 months. Is there a topic outside of just home and like the literal home and school that you would like to dive into?
I feel like for everybody, it's pretty good to talk about like just like what you do outside of school too. I mean, obviously there's hobbies and stuff like that, but just like I don't know. I actually really don't know. I guess just like what your day to day, like average day, I guess would be. I don't know, to be honest.
Would you be opposed to? Is there a heavier topic that you would be interested in hearing others talk about?
Heavier topic. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like in the future we're definitely gonna get to that point sometime. But I'm not gonna like push it on people because I mean, if it's heavier, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, come on! You gotta give me an answer. One topic. I feel you. You won't commit to it. I don't know if we're going to, but what is one like very general topic that most teens would face that would be a little bit heavier that you think could help benefit others listening?
Maybe bullying.
Okay, I'll take it. Bullying.
Thank you.
Because I don't. I'm gonna hit you up again next month because I recently learned about dirt pages. I didn't even know that was a thing. So with you being 100% online, I'm curious to see if you guys do you guys have dirt pages at your school?
What are dirt pages?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's basically like I'm a bully and I'm going to start a school specific social media page in which I just talk shit about everybody.
Oh yeah. There's like not my school specifically, but there was tons and tons and tons of Instagram accounts of my school, and it posted like embarrassing photos. Like there was like really like bad cases, like to the point where like the police had to get involved. Probably not gonna get into that, but
well, not today, but we will. Because this thing fascinates me because I think it's toxic, and I hate everything about it. So I'm kind of curious on what they look like across the six of you. And then have you been part of one? What do you do to help combat it? Because I think it's because we didn't have that. We just had good old like pushing people in the halls and then like following them home. Like that was like real simple, like physical stuff. Now it's all like psychological. And it freaks me out.
I mean, at my school, there's a lot of fights too. I mean, I remember this one fight where this girl like stuck her thumb into somebody's eye. So I mean, I feel like those like physical fights still exist too, but it's more just like bringing you down like emotionally and like, mentally.
Like I can handle a physical bully. Like I can understand a physical bully. I just can't understand these social media dirt pages.
Right, it's pretty it's like pathetic too. Like what else do you have to do? It's like really fucked up. Cause I mean, embarrassing photos. If you post it without consent, I mean, I can see like people can get like mad and kind of hurt because I mean, it is embarrassing, but like I just know like there's multiple accounts too that just like show like an embarrassing photo of somebody and then they just like shit talk them,
which is weird. And it's weird because like it is pathetic, but yet it does have a certain power over you to just ruin your day.
Yeah.
So I am going to obviously we'll address it in the future with a little bit more sensitivity, but I am kind of curious on finding something that impacts you guys a little bit more on those deeper issues.
Okay, I'm kind of excited.
If you have any more, by all means, email me, text, or bring it up next month. Because I got a small list of things that I think would be interesting. I know Liam wanted to get into like mental health.
Definitely, yes.
So, and then because that one has multiple levels, personal depression and all that. So I would be curious to see how you guys handle those things. I know you have a huge support group, but does everybody? And then so we'll tackle some other larger topics, but we'll treat it with the respect that it deserves. But that's all I got for you, Dean. You've been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
You too.
Whimsy.